If you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe.
Today we're checking out the new Sonic Assault Studio IR pack from the Modern Metal Songwriter. I assume you already know what IRs are. They're basically like a snapshot of the speaker cabinet and the microphone combination and what that's doing to your guitar tone. It's probably the most important part of your guitar tone aside from your technique and what your hands are doing on the instrument itself. Sonic Assault is the name of Phil PLUSKOTA's studio. If you don't know who Phil is, he's basically a guitar tone guru. He has an absolutely insane collection of some of the most coveted amps and cabs in existence, and he knows how to get the absolute best sounds out of everything in his arsenal. People like Phil are the reason why the rest of us mere mortals can get awesome guitar tones in our productions with relative ease these days. The Modern Metal Songwriter is a fairly new company and online community focused on helping people like you and me create awesome sounding metal productions. They're the ones behind the Clairvoyant Amp Suite, which is an awesome plugin if you haven't already checked that out. I knew that Phil helped out with a bunch of the IRs in that plugin, so once I heard that they were doing an actual collaboration and a whole set of IRs from him, I knew that I had to grab it. One of the cool things about this pack is that it comes in two different flavors. One being raw IRs straight off the microphone, as well as mix-ready versions. There's a bit of an argument going around online about whether or not using mix-ready sounds in your productions is cheating. The correct opinion is that no, it's not. We'll talk a little bit more towards the end of the video about the philosophy of mix-ready solutions and whether or not that's cheating, but for now, I just want to check these IRs out. This is an actual project that I'm working on. It's not like an older thing that I already finished and I'm bringing in to, demo things. This is like an actual real-world situation. I'm going to try these different tones out and see which one I like the best. So expect some things to be a little bit rough around the edges. It's not mixed yet, that kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're going to jump into this session here. I just got a couple of songs. We're going to focus on rhythm guitars because that's my fucking jam, broski. We're going to stick with rhythms because that's the basically the shape of a mix is in my opinion, or the bulk of it, the mid-range. It's mostly coming from the guitars. So right now, we just have these DIs going into Bogren digital Ampknob. This is just the default setting here for the Bogren Ampknob BDH3 Sonic Assault IR. I haven't actually heard these yet, but I expect that I'm mostly going to be using these pre-mixed ones because they, like I'll argue later in the video, they get rid of some problems for you right out of the gate. And I think that's awesome. Like for my money, it's money well spent. So here we go. I'm going to load this up and then this will let us just cycle through these. Okay, so I'm going to be using Libra from STL Tones. It's just an impulse response loader. I'm just using one at a time. I guess I should probably put that here so that we're 100% on. I guess that's close as we're going to get because these are all at 0. The math doesn't add up, but f it, man. I'm not a fucking mathematician. It's good enough for me. Okay, so in the amp knob, we are bypassing the cab. So without Libra, we've got just amp business. Sounds like as it should. And now we're going to pop this bad boy on and check out these IRs. Here we go. Dude, right out the gate, it sounds sick as first one. A little bit toasty here. Let's turn it down. Be all right. Dude, the first one, dude, sounds okay, before we go through this, I'm just gonna bypass this. Let's hear the original real quick, the matched cab with this Bogren. We're on the first IR and it already sounds dude, this is money well spent. I'm stoked. So I guess I need to write the name of this one because I already really like it. This is gonna be tough, dude. 7-string balance. Okay, we have one. Let's start going through these, dude. 8-string. I think I like the other one better. Yep. Still sounds great, though. Dude, these guys oh man. I am stoked for this, dude. We're 3 IRs into this pack, and I feel like it's already awesome, dude. Dude, Johnny, Isaiah, Phil, you guys fucking already, dude, I don't know how deep am I into this. I'm fucking 5 IRs into this and I'm like, dude, this fucking pack fucking kicks ass. I'm gonna have some difficult decisions to make here pretty soon. All right, let's fucking keep going. Oh, fucking ballsy, bro. So I was hoping that like during the course of this video, we could kind of work down and get to a fucking top IR, but I don't think it's going to fucking happen, dude. This is probably going to take days. I mean, this is good. I'm excited about this because dude, these sound fucking sick, man. This is a good problem to have. It's going to take me a while to fucking find a favorite. There's just too many fucking good ones, man. God damn it, you guys. Thank you. Keep going. Keep on going. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try to stop talking, but I get excited and I want to say things. So I'm going to try to calm down on that and just go through stuff without speaking. The ones that really pop out to me, like they all fucking sound great, but the ones that really pop out, I'm going to make a note so that I can try to narrow things down a little bit. Fast forward. Get me to those tones. Get me to the fucking tones, you fucking bitch. Oh God, how long is this? Here we go. Back. So normally on like videos, I try not to make too many facial expressions because it kind of makes me cringe when I see that on other videos, but dude, oh, it's giving me the fucking stank face, man. I can't help it. Just for clarity or whatever, the guitar you're hearing is my Solar 8-string. I just want to say it like Ola does. That one, is that on the fucking camera? Can you see it? Probably. It's that guitar, which it just has the stock pickups. It's nothing special going on. It's tuned to standard tuning. That's it. And I'm using one of these Ernie's Balls Prodigy picks, 1.5 millimeters thick. That's it. That's the formula. Going through a fucking Countryman Type 85 DRI direct box into an RME UFX Plus interface into Keybase. That's it. So it's just a guitar through a DI box and then Ampknob. So you can get this tone well, maybe not exactly. Different players have different tones, but you know what I'm saying? There's nothing special going on here. And all of this is just going straight through, it's going through this, where you can see the whole chain here. And then it's just going to the instruments bus and the mix bus. So there's no special magic going on here. You might think that these sound shitty, but you'd be wrong. So I'm going to keep going. God damn it. It's like they keep getting fucking better. What the fuck, guys? Let's go to another song. Go to this binary riff here. All right, we went through them all. Okay, finally. Oh, I think I fucking wrote down most of them. So in order to narrow this down, basically I'm just going to take my favorites from my list and put those in a new folder to basically eliminate the ones that weren't my favorites. And I'm just going to do this process again and just rinse and repeat until I narrow things down to my favorites or my absolute favorites. Because, man, I like most of them a lot. I feel like I like all of them a little bit, but most of them I like a lot. So this is fucking trippy. Let's check out the unmixed ones. I can pretty much guarantee you I'm probably not going to with the raw mics. Oh, damn, maybe I will. This looks fun. We got them all separated. It's making my nerdy bits tingle. These fucking sound sick as too, dude. Ooh, Mesa. So this is a classic Mesa oversized with a 57. Here we go. I feel like I'd have to go searching to try to find a bad one, because these all sound fucking great. I was actually expecting the raw mics to not really sound like I would have to do a lot more work, but it's like maybe a little bit of EQ, not a whole lot, man. I think that's a good point. Let's fucking go into the whole concept of this cheating, because some people are going to see this as cheating, like, oh, dude, but you didn't get those tones yourself. I don't give a fuck. Somebody who's way better than me at getting tones fucking did all this work for me. I'm just going to fucking brush that aside. Fuck that. This fucking shit sounds fucking glorious, and I'm going to use the fuck out of it, because why the fuck not? Why would you fucking hamper yourself? You know, are you trying to fucking win some sort of fucking contest or something? You can have these fucking sick tones fucking instantly for fucking $50, or if you don't want to fuck with the raw mics, just get the premix pack for fucking $30. So is this cheating to be using mix-ready tone solutions in our productions? I don't know. Let's go back to Carl Sagan for a minute.
If you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe.
Is it cheating if you use pre-made pie crust when you bake an apple pie? Did you grow the apples yourself? Did you grow the sugar cane and process all that sugar yourself? If you build a house using lumber that you bought at a lumber yard, is that cheating? Are you a builder of houses or a lumberjack? I'm sure people looked at cars as cheating compared to riding horses, but we see what happened there. Are the Amish the only people that aren't cheating in this scenario? For my money, I choose to focus my attention on writing and building a production rather than obsessing over building the individual ingredients of that production. I used to get really nerdy about tone chasing and miking cabinets up myself and all that kind of stuff, but this was back when you kind of had to do that because we didn't have these modern tools where you can just load up a plugin and everything sounded fucking great immediately. And I started to realize it's kind of a waste of time to go through all that when there are people like Phil and Modern Metal Songwriter making these solutions for us. You know, it's basically like buying that fucking pie crust. Why go through all the time to make all of the individual ingredients for your apple pie when there's a fucking store down the fucking street? You just fucking buy that shit, put it together, and fucking get to baking. This frees me up to focus on the things that matter to me. This is why we have experts and specialists. By using these mix-ready solutions, I'm making my life easier. Another argument is that the only way to get a unique sound is to mic your own guitar cabinet or make your own presets. Let's talk about that. I'd argue that your homemade apple pie isn't quite as unique as you think it is. In order for your apple pie to taste good to a wide variety of people and to still be recognizable as an apple pie, it's going to have to conform to a certain set of criteria. Here's where your uniqueness starts to bump up against some constraints. All of its attributes need to fit within a certain acceptable range, otherwise it's no longer considered a good apple pie. In terms of a metal guitar tone, it needs to have a certain amount of clarity and saturation, can't be too muddy or too dark or too bright, and by now you can probably see where I'm going with this. We act like we need to craft our own unique guitar tone in order to stand out from the crowd, but dude, it's a fucking metal guitar tone. There's only so much variation that you're going to get from tweaking your formula before you start to fall outside of what people would consider a good guitar tone. So you can look at it like you have all of these tonal possibilities, but the only acceptable range is this narrow fucking band in the middle. You need to eliminate all that other shit. And when people say mix ready, that's basically what they're talking about. They're getting rid of all of this fucking bullshit, and you focus on the acceptable range. If you're after a unique sound, the real differentiator is going to come from what you write and your playing technique and what you're doing with your hands. If you want to dick around trying to find your own unique formula, then by all means go for it if it's fun for you, but just know that there are people out there like Phil who eat this shit for breakfast, and you're not going to be on their fucking level at all anytime soon. If your goal is to write good music, then focus on that and leave the ingredients to the experts. These are the lumberjacks who are falling trees and turning them into lumber so that the rest of us can use that to build our homes. If I ever need some super unique lumber that nobody else has, then guess what? I can fucking hire Phil and he can do some reamps for me on some amps and gear that I will never possess in my fucking mortal life. And it's going to sound fucking great. These IR packs are basically like a sample of what he can do. And, you know, for my day-to-day operations, that's fucking good enough, man. This lets me get on with my life and not over-obsess about trivial fucking bullshit details that nobody's going to give a fuck about. Like back in the day, people would comment on like, wow, that guitar tone's great. But nowadays, like your guitar tone, it should be fucking good because there's all of these tools. So like the bar is way the fuck higher. If you're trying to get like, oh my God, that is the fucking greatest guitar tone I've ever heard, then start working on your fucking technique because that's the fucking thing you need to focus on. It's not going to be like, oh, I need this fucking expensive amp or this fucking speaker cabinet or fucking whatever. Just use the fucking tools that everybody else has and is fucking using, and then focus on the true things that are actually going to make your music unique and stand out. And guaranteed, it's not the fucking guitar tone. Nobody fucking gives a fuck. Unless it sucks, then you got problems. Otherwise, get some fucking tone that works and complements the mix fucking battle over. As I like to say, there are no rules in music production, and any thoughts of cheating are only going to hold you back. I'm sure there are also times when painters thought the photography was cheating because the photographer didn't have to sit there and paint a scene for multiple hours. They can just take a picture and there it is. Well, guess what? Now we can take a picture of a guitar tone. Actually, it's kind of old. It's been around forever, but you know what I'm saying? It's not fucking cheating. Do whatever fulfills you. If you're a tone junkie and you like chasing stuff, then there are 2 versions of this IR pack. There's the mix-ready versions and the raw, straight off the mic IRs. So if you're more into the tweaking, you can use whatever the fuck you want. You can start with the mix-ready ones and still tweak those if you want. There's no fucking rules. As always, do what fulfills you. But while you're trying to bake that apple pie from scratch, the rest of us are over here letting specialists specialize while we get busy baking. If you're in the camp that considers IRs and mix-ready solutions cheating, let me know in the comments. I want to hear your arguments because I have yet to hear a good one. I want to hear it. Let me know. Let me fucking have it. Bring it on. Let's go. If this is helpful to anybody else, consider a like and subscribe. Or don't. Whatever. I'll see you on the next one. Ow! Peace out, motherfucker!
Thank you very much.